guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing the December 2017 Ipsy Glambag with you. This one is a little bit special because this one is the one that is going to tell me whether I keep subscribing to the Ipsy Glambag or if I finally cancel. Now if you've watched any of my other Ipsy Glambag videos, you'll know that I've kind of always been a little hesitant about this one and on the fence. Now I do have to say that it's a perfectly good bag, so for any of you who are thinking about it, I do highly recommend it. The issue for me is that I've actually subscribed to many beauty subscription boxes and bags over the past few years. And so, first of all, I've amassed quite a bit of makeup. I continue to collect new collections and pieces of collections as they come out, so I'm still purchasing makeup. And then there's the fact that I actually do have a favorite subscription box, and that is this right here. So if you watch my next video, you'll get to see the contents of that. And that is the Sephora Play Box. So since I already have a favorite, it seems that I don't really have a need for a second one, and if I'm being honest, I actually subscribed to a third one because I just wanted to see how that came out compared to the Sephora Play, because maybe I'll like that one better, and that is the Birchbox. So those videos will be coming soon, but in the meantime, I want to look at what might be my last Ipsy bag, and maybe you can help me decide if I should cancel or not. So for those of you who are familiar, they come in this type of packaging, and when you open them up, you get every month a different little bag. And this is my first issue with Ipsy, and obviously this isn't an issue. I think it's wonderful that they give you a little makeup bag every month. It's just I'm very particular, like a lot of us are, about my makeup bags, purses, and really any kind of accessory. And so me not getting to choose it is kind of an issue for me because the chances of me liking the 12 bags are pretty slim. They're all perfectly cute. They're all roughly this size, and they're very usable in the sense that you could fill them and throw them in your purse and just have little, little things for your Kleenex, your whatever it is, your lipstick, whatever it is that you need with you. But for me, again, I'm very particular, and I would prefer to just go out and find that perfect makeup bag. Now, perfect makeup bag is kind of a joke because we all know you buy the perfect makeup bag and then you buy another perfect makeup bag. But again, I just want the choice to be mine. That being said, of the 12 Ipsy Glambags that I've received this year and the ones that I've received in the previous year, there were a few that I thought were absolutely adorable or cute or pretty or quirky. So there have been ones that I liked, but having 12 of them is just a bit excessive. And like I said, I would rather just pick out my own makeup bags and really, instead of this, get a makeup item, because that's really what I'm looking for in these services. That being said, this month is probably one of my favorite of the Ipsy bags. This one is very cute. It's like a silvery gray type of color, more silver than gray. It's very cute. It's more my taste than the others. There's a little bit of a little trim which makes it look more holiday. It's got this light blue trim and it's always got a little pull. So it's really much cuter than the others. So it's kind of ironic that I'm basing this bag on to decide whether I'm going to keep them or not. But this one was actually cute. But again, of the 12, I think there was the Gudetama one, which I absolutely love just because I love Gudetama. I love any Hello Kitty, Tokidoki type of stuff. So that one was really cute. There was one that was very pretty from this year, one that was very pretty from last year, and then the one I just showed you. So of the like 18 bags that I have floating around, there were like 4 that I actually want to keep, and then the rest I just have to find homes for. So that's my first issue. So the next thing is that we get these brushes. Now again, if you've watched my videos, you know that tools, makeup tools, and this is what it looks like this month. This one is glittery and purple and has like all kinds of little stuff happening on it. Tools are always my favorite thing. The thing is, like with the bags, I'm very particular about my brushes. I've amassed a nice collection of really beautiful brushes. They're brushes that work well for people who are new to makeup and just want a few good tools. They're brushes that are great for pro makeup artists. They kind of do everything because I took the time to kind of study the brushes, go to places like Sephora and Ulta and feel them before I purchase them, and then make purchases based on my needs and wants. So getting brushes is great, and I was very excited. Like my first few videos, you'll see them always like, oh my god, this is the best thing in the bag, and usually it is. But I've just found that, again, the 18 brushes I have, there are a few that I like. There are a few that I kind of like. There's a bunch that now that I look back on them, I just haven't used. They're still kind of sitting in the drawer in the package. So they're perfect, again, perfectly good brushes. If you are looking to build a small collection to try to figure out what kind of brushes you like, it's a nice way to do it because it is just $10 a month. And so essentially you're paying like less than $2 per item, and that's a great way to build a collection. But for me, being very particular and having a collection of really great brushes, I'm starting to feel like these aren't as exciting for me as they would be for some people. The other thing is, and I know glitter is like huge with a lot of girls and women, and there was a time in my life where I would have been excited too, but I like my tools to look like professional tools. So occasionally I'll find one that's pretty for the sake of being pretty. And actually a lot of my favorite brushes are aesthetically beautiful, but they're aesthetically beautiful in that grown-up sort of way. So let me show you, like, for example, this Tarte brush I think is absolutely stunning, but it's also a very good brush that I will have for years. This I think is one of the most beautiful brushes. The Kat Von D brushes are just exceptionally beautiful. Her aesthetics are amazing on everything. And it is the best powder brush I've ever owned in my life. So I like things to be cute and pretty when they're really useful, but I don't like things that are cute for the sake of being cute. And also glittery pinky things just aren't for me unless they're like I said earlier, like a Tokidoki Hello Kitty. Like I'm down for that because there's just that part of me that will always love that. So anyway, so really nice brush for somebody who is into like pink purple and is just kind of maybe newer to makeup or just had a need for this kind of brush. But for me, it's not really fitting the bill. This one is from, I can't even really quite read it. It's something like Slimaglam or something to that effect, and it's the L36 brush. Again, somebody is going to be really excited to get that, but it's just really not for me. The next item is a very good item from a very good brand. This is First Aid Beauty, and it is the Pure Skin Face Cleanser. I've actually used a lot of products from this line. They do not have the sexiest or most interesting packaging, so I kind of overlooked them for a really long time. But if you have like dry skin or just really want to tend to your skin needs, I actually find that they're a great line. So the next item is this trestique item, and it is actually a brow product. And it has the, instead of having the little fine point tip, it actually has like the more triangular tip. And I know some people really like the shape. I personally prefer the little pointed tip. For those of you who don't know, this is a product that you can use to basically create brow hairs. So they could either create an eyebrow if you don't have one or fill in areas that are sparse if you do have hairs in that area. I prefer the tip, but you know, it's something that you're getting in a bag. So for those of you who've never tried it, this will be a nice little tester. And they sent me a espresso, so like a deep brown color, which is appropriate for somebody with brown black hair. I don't know if you've tried a lot of brow products. I don't really get to use them that often because I have brows, but I do like to fill in sometimes. And we're always tempted when you have black hair and black eyebrows to use black, but you end up looking like Bert from Sesame Street sometimes. So I find that very few people can actually use black, you know, dip brow or pencils or powders. So I always end up using like a chocolate brown or even a medium brown, and I think that looks a lot nicer. So I'm happy that they gave me a color, even though I told them that my hair was black and, you know, that I don't know if I told them my eyebrows were black, but they probably assumed that to be the case, but I'm glad that they send me an appropriate color. And my last item is Smashbox Always On Gel Liner in the color Fishnet. So I'll do a little swatchy swatch for you. And I've never really used Smashbox's traditional eyeliners. I used to use the gel one. That's actually the first one I ever used for the gel style. It's very creamy in consistency, and the black is a pretty decent color black. I don't know if it's the blackest black I've ever seen, but it's definitely a dark, true black, so you don't have to worry about that sort of grayed out black if you're looking for a nice sharp line. And I'm excited to use this because I love any sort of lip or eyeliner that has a gel-like consistency. The thing I hate most is sort of dragging products across my lips, and particularly across my eyes. I don't want to drag product on my face, stretch it out, or just have a hard time applying it. So we'll see whether this has good staying powder, because that's my only hesitation with gel on the eyes is that sometimes I find that they are more likely to transfer or smudge. The next item is a MAC mascara that came in a tube. This tube is really interesting. I received most of these come in like a traditional tube, just smaller, but I've received one other mascara, and I believe that was also from an Ipsy bag that came in this type of tube. The difference is that tube was actually like a squishy tube, like a toothpaste tube, and I felt like you could get in there and almost like squish down on the little brush before you pull it out and make sure that it either gets enough product, or you're almost like taking off the product before you take it off if you feel like it has too much. This is just a hard tube, so it's a really interesting design choice, and I don't know if the full size looks like this or not, but it is an extreme dimension 3D black lash, so I'm looking forward to trying this. I just wish it was a little bit bigger. So anyways, those were the items that I got. Overall, as you can see, they're good bags. They have perfectly good items in them. They're totally usable, totally acceptable. I mean, I got an eyeliner, I got a mascara, I got a face cleanser, I got a brush, I got a brow product, which I think is a little bit, I don't want to say exotic, but it's a little bit different than your standard eyeliner, mascara, lipstick sort of thing. That being said, there was nothing in this bag that made me really excited. There was nothing really new or exciting or innovative. There was nothing like fun that I wouldn't have purchased for myself. There was nothing that was just like an iconic item where I could just say, okay, I've had this 100 times, I've purchased 100 times, but I love this and I'm so excited to get it, which sometimes happens to me with the Sephora boxes. Like I'll get my Kat Von D tattoo eyeliner, and even though I have like 10 of them in my drawer, they do eventually run out or dry out, and I'm gonna buy another one, so it keeps me from having to spend money on something that I'd rather not spend money on, because it's like not fun, because it's just everyday stuff that you're gonna use. So that being said, I am fairly certain that I will be canceling this Ipsy subscription, or at least putting it on hold temporarily until I figure out whether I need, whether I miss it or not. Maybe that will be the thing. But I think this is a really great subscription for people who are younger, who are really excited about makeup and don't have much of a collection. I think it's great for people who love makeup bags and just they don't even care what they look like or where they come from. They're just excited to have them. I think it's a great subscription service for somebody who wants to build up their brush collection and is still trying to figure out what kind of brushes they are into and aren't as picky as I would be about them. And I think it is a great subscription service for somebody who's just looking forward to having a little bit of a treat every month where you're going to get a bunch of stuff and you don't know what it is. And that's always fun, no matter what, even if you don't end up being madly in love with everything. So that being said, this is not a trash Ipsy video by any means. I've enjoyed getting them for the past year and a half or so, but actually a little bit longer now. I think it's been, maybe it has even been 2 years, but I've enjoyed getting the bags, but I am going to be canceling because for me it's just a lot more of the same. It's very rarely something exciting. There have been a few times where they blew my mind, but very rarely. And I do find that in terms of brands, I tend to prefer higher end brands. And it's not that they ever give you anything drugstore per se, but they do sometimes give you little mom and pop brands that will either introduce you to something fabulous, which happens once in a while, or they give you mom and pop brands where you're sort of wondering, you sort of feel like you may be getting generic makeup that doesn't have much staying power or isn't doing anything different than the brands that already exist that you know are tried and true. So that's the kind of thing that could be really exciting for somebody or not as exciting, but that is why I prefer my Sephora Play, because those are all brands that are very well regarded, and it's a mixture of high-end and luxury items. More of the high-end, but you do get luxury, and then you get Sephora brands sometimes, which even though it's priced more like drugstore makeup, it is, I think, just the same quality as the higher-end stuff in pretty much every case for everything I've ever tried. So you're just the quality and the name recognition and the reputation that goes behind that in the play box, to me, is on a different level than Ipsy. But that being said, for those of you who like to support the mom and pop brands, I do think you get a lot more of that in the Ipsy. But I'm still going to cancel my subscription for now. So anyhow, if you get the Ipsy Glambag, I want to hear what you got in your bag. It's always fun to watch everybody else's videos to see what you get, because the one thing that's really cool about Ipsy and frustrating about Ipsy that's different than some of the others is that everybody gets something kind of different. So that is kind of fun. But also it's kind of frustrating because sometimes you see other people's videos and you turn into like a 4-year-old where you're like, how come they got that and I didn't? So that can be a little bit like either fun or frustrating, depends. But it does keep it interesting. But like I said, I'm not going to be staying with Ipsy. I'm going to cancel. So there's that. For those of you out there who have Ipsy, how do you feel about your subscription? Are you going to stick with them for a while, or are you kind of feeling like I am, like you want to cancel or try something different? For those of you who haven't tried the Ipsy, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you learned a little bit about something. So that was my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do by clicking the red subscribe button below the video player that you are currently watching. Also, please tune in tomorrow for my December 2017 Sephora Playbox, which I will be keeping because that is my favorite. And stay tuned for the Birchbox. I actually haven't subscribed to Birchbox ever before, so I want to see what that experience is like compared to these two. So for now, it's taking over Ipsy, so ignore that whole thing I said about having too much makeup. I am going to do the Birchbox experiment just for a month or two just to see, but we'll see. We'll just see what that's like in comparison. But at any rate, thank you for joining me. Please tune in tomorrow for tomorrow's video. Please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please have a great day. Take care.